This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it, worked it, logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio.
Hello, everyone. It's time for Ham Talk Live. It's episode number 323, the Young Ham of the Year 2023, recorded on September 7th, 2023. I am your host. My name's Neil Rapp. Call signs WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ham Talk Live. Tonight we're joined by Kees Van Oosbree, WØAAE, and Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, from Amateur Radio Newsline. And last episode, Mark Brown, N4BCD, was here to talk about the Huntsville Hamfest. So if you missed that show, you can listen anytime at hamtalklive.com or on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. So I'll be back with Kees and Don right after this word from Tower Electronics right here on Ham Talk Live.
His 2 cents is worth $37 in change. He once ran a marathon because it was on his way to Dayton. He works FT8 by ear. He once worked North Korea on every band in 1 minute using only a microwatt. He slowed down his code speed to work a de-expedition to 200 words a minute. He is, indeed, the most interesting ham in the world.
I don't always put on my own PL259s, but when I do, I prefer them from Tower Electronics. Stay resident, my friends.
Tower Electronics has all the adapters, cables, connectors, and yes, PL259s you need at a hamfest near you, or visit pl-259.com.
And on the Tower Electronics Hamfest schedule, Sunday, September 10th, they'll be in Findlay, Ohio, and then they'll be at the Peoria Superfest in Peoria, Illinois, September 16th and 17th, and then Belvedere, Illinois on September 24th, or you can visit them online at pl-259.com. And don't forget, Tower Electronics is on Facebook, too.
Right now, you could be taking a de-expedition to North Korea and work the pile-up of the century. But instead, you've decided to listen to Ham Talk Live. We thank you. And now, here's Neil Rapp with more of the show.
Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. Tonight, Kees Van Oosbree, WØAAE, and Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, both join us on the Orlando Amateur Radio Club and Hamcation Zoom line. And guys, it was great to see you here a couple of weeks ago, and we decided we'd get together now to talk about what happened when we were together. So, Don, first of all, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, sir. Nice to be here. We had a great time in Huntsville. It's always good to see you, and great to meet Kees finally in person. I know we've had him on Ham Nation a time or two. So, Kees, WØAAE, thanks for joining us here tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much, Don and Neil. It's been great, and thank you for putting me on tonight.
Of course, Kees is the current Young Ham of the Year. I'm sorry, Neil. Go ahead.
You're fine. I was just going to say, just officially say hi to Kees here, and great to see you again in person because it's been a couple of years. Yes. But it was great to get this award here off and running, and Don made the presentation, so we'll let Don ride drive the bus here because he does that anyway. So
Well, thank you, Neil.
Just keep the box of crayons away from him, though.
Right, because I'll eat those and then no one will understand what I'm saying. That's generally what I do around smart people. I'm found over in the corner eating crayons. But anyway, and Kees definitely qualifies as one of the smart people. You are kind of remind us again of a little bit about you and your just a quick shot at your ham radio resume, Kees, if you would.
Yeah, well, so back in 2018, I got my technician license after quite a bit of time of wanting to get it, but I guess not going after it. But what really sparked it was a trip to a broadcasting museum. And that gave me the resilience, or I guess the gumption to say, okay, let's actually do it. So I got my technician license in summer of 2018, got my general in 2019, and I haven't got my extra yet. And the reason is because I never really have needed to. The only reason why I need to is for contesting, which would be to get extra privileges, but I haven't. I kind of want to explore more before I actually go for it. It's just a time thing, I guess, especially when you're in college. But everything from contesting to satellite operating to high altitude ballooning and medium altitude ballooning is pretty much what I do. I like just delving into different aspects of the hobby. Over the years, I've participated in a multitude of contests. I'm a CW operator, and I have my own satellite equipment and everything like that. So just many aspects I'm interested in. And what really drove it was other youth, just learning from other youth on the air, especially from past youth. Young Hams of the Year, like Bryant Rascal, KG5HVO, and Marty Soloway, NN1C. Just those guys really inspired me to go out and do my best in one aspect of the hobby, which is contesting. And through that, I've had a great time. I've won a few contests, and I hope to continue to do that in the near future as contesting season amps up here in the fall and the winter. So I try to do everything from satellite operating to contesting and all of the above, and just explore as much as I can.
Very good. Now, how old were you in 2018 when you got your tech?
Yes, that was I was 14 years old back then.
So the aforementioned Bryant Rascal, he is a CW monster. He's like, at 70 or 80 words a minute?
He's crazy. I believe he's kind of ebbed off a little bit because he's pretty busy with college as well. Yeah. But he did participate with K3LR at the during the CQ Worldwide CW, and I actually texted him about it, and I think he was on the 15-meter malt station. So yeah, and even Tim glorifies him incredibly because he realizes how good he is and everything like that. So it's great he gets the praise and everything.
And of course, how Tim and Bryant got together is a very cool story.
That is a cool story. Yeah,
it's a very cool story. So what's your CW speed? Because everybody said when you drop the CW requirement from the test, it's going to die, and it's just going to be nothing but old farts in cellars tapping out brass. And but no, we got people like you and Bryant that are the future of the hobby. And what's your speed right now? So
right now, well, the highest I've ever gotten, which was on RUFZ, which is typing in call signs and everything like that, listening to them and typing in. That was around 70 words a minute. My average is about 65 words a minute. And then on rag chewing, it's like 35. I suck at sending, so I usually just try to receive because it's for contesting, obviously. So I have the computer do all the sending and everything like that. But yeah, it's
That's it. Clearly, the news of the death of CW has been greatly exaggerated. So more people are doing it now than
But the interesting thing is CW is actually really, really alive. People say it's dead, and it's like, I beg to differ, because every single Wednesday, there are 3 contests on Wednesdays for CW Ops, CWTs. And the band, the 15, 20, and 40 are just packed with signals. Yeah. It's like CQ Worldwide on the weekend. It's so much fun to see, and so many younger guys are picking it up as well. Yeah. I have a friend, Charles A4LS. He's up in the 80s, I think, 80 words a minute, something like that, and he's probably 16, I think. So it's great seeing all the younger guys really take it up and have a gumption to pursue it, because it's something new to them, and young brains, I guess, have a gumption to go do hard things. So it's great to see. I
guess so. I can't think at 80 words a minute. And, that's the thing is, now that you're no longer forced to do it, more people are wanting to do it because you don't have to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole, it's the whole psychology about it, right, Neil?
It is. And, this morning even, I was thinking of Kees because I was listening to a not to be mentioned syndicated broadcast radio show that I typically listen to in the mornings. And all of a sudden, here comes this spot, Don. It's a commercial, and it's for a vinyl record company here in Cincinnati. And it starts off with some CW. They're just, doing CW just to be doing and whatever. Right. And I'm like, and I was copying it, and I'm like, it was CQT. And I'm like, somebody's been running CW Ops.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's interesting. It's actually really funny. That's a good story.
So I was like, wait, they actually knew what to send. CQT.
That's fine.
At least it wasn't one of the fake ones where they just type out. I have no clue.
Right.
Yeah.
So, where are you going to college now, Kees?
Yeah,
you're a freshman, right?
Yes.
You're brand new.
Yes, I'm brand new. I have not experienced any, what is it called? Homesickness. At all, actually. I'm surprised. I thought I would have it. But I'm going to Iowa State University in Ames, Iowa. It's a great school. I'm going there for aerospace engineering and learning so much right now. It's just a blast meeting everybody. I actually found a kid who is in my hometown. I mean, that's not a surprise since we're pretty close to each other in regards to my hometown. But it was great meeting him, and I recognized him before. I was like, I swear I recognize you, and we got to talking to each other, and and he's in my major, so it's great. And
there you go.
Yeah, it's been great. Labs have been going well, and especially with my major, I'm taking an Aero 160 class right now, and we're learning about propulsion and stuff like that. So it's just great to finally do classes that you enjoy, I guess. So
yeah, exactly.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about the club, because you're actually sitting tonight. We're looking at you on Zoom, and you're actually in the club shack right now over at Iowa State, right?
Yes. The club shack here, it's W0ISU. We actually have 2 calls. It's one of the oldest ham clubs for university in the nation. Back in the day, the first call sign that was issued here was a kind of a fake one, I guess, because the FCC wasn't around. It was 9YI. And then it was changed to W0YI. So we have 2 call signs now, W0ISU and then W0YI, and the second one, in the W0YI. We have that one just because it's kind of a tradition thing. We never really use it, but it's a nice call sign for contesting, so I may use it for that. So we have a great tradition here. We have a ton of pictures that I've seen of from the 30s and 40s of guys at ISU, Iowa State University, using the shack here and everything. So it's quite an old club. However, it's kind of lapsed over the years, you could say, because there are only about 5 members in the club. It's kind of disappointing, but I hope to kind of invigorate other people into getting involved, especially within my major. And we have 2 antennas on the roof, dipole, Yes, a 40-meter dipole and a 20-meter dipole. We're also planning on putting up a tower, which we have parts for, but it probably won't be a thing for the next 4 years. And we have a bunch of gear. I think we have at least 10 radios just that I'm looking at right now. Old ICOMs. We have a Yaesu FT2000 in front of me right now, and a bunch of mobile radios like two FT817s and everything like that. So I have a lot to choose from, and we can. The nice thing is they let us take this stuff out of the shack and use it. So I can take it to my room or whatever and experiment with it. So we just have a checkout log that we can take stuff and take it back. So it's kind of like a library full of equipment. It's a lot of fun. So.
And what I found very cool is because it is such an old club, it's been around forever. You've got stuff from Yaesu brand Y, you've got stuff from ICOM brand I, you've got stuff from Kenwood brand K. You've got a brand C set up in there as well, don't you? Some vintage gear.
Do. Yeah, besides all the newer equipment, we have vintage gear that's sitting up collecting dust up in the storage room upstairs. And it really stinks because it's a Collins S line. And when I came in and saw it, it's probably from the original, of course, when the club first started and everything. And when I saw it, I was like, what is this doing? Like, what? A guy would pay $4,000 just to have that, you know what I mean? And I was like, what is this doing here? And guys like, yeah, we're supposed to put it in a display case. I'm going, screw the display case.
Put it on the air.
Put it on the air.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
Like this stuff is original. What are we doing with this? So
if nothing else, get on the Collins nets.
Yeah, exactly. The Collins nets. Yeah. So it's something.
Probably
great.
not too many school clubs have Collins S lines just laying around.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Oh, no. And I'm not even sure if this stuff still works, but it's like, I don't care. We can fix it or whatever.
Exactly.
So
somebody will help you. That's for sure. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's amazing. Neil, any questions for Kees?
Let you
get on the party.
Yeah,
here.
we're good here. Well, I remember Iowa State being in school club roundup quite a bit, and and I told Kees and Don before the show that's what happens at university clubs. You'll be going great guns for 4 years, and then all of a sudden somebody leaves and everything sits for a while. So maybe we can make a comeback again, and they just keep coming back. They do just keep coming back over and over again. But I didn't realize that they were on the old license system before the prefixes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, it was an interesting thing with the president. He's meteorology. He's getting his master's in meteorology, and we had a long conversation about the call sign here, and it was really interesting to know his knowledge about the traditions around here. So it's pretty cool.
Is there anything on the Iowa State website about the Ham Club?
Yes. Well, you can look up, just look up W0I. I think W0ISU.
Okay.
And just on Google, and it comes up with Campus Amateur Radio Club.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it shows the Campus Amateur Radio Club. We have a WordPress website and everything like that. So it's not really kept up to date, but it's just kind of a thing. Actually, the officers, you can see me on the treasurer already. So
nice.
Something like that. Yeah. So it's not really kept up to date, but it's great to know who we are and everything. So I'm going to be on the radio a lot. Here during the weekends. I was operating earlier a little bit, making a few cues. So hopefully I can operate a lot and put this call sign in the air like it deserves.
Excellent. I want to ask you, your first trip to Huntsville was to accept the Young Ham of the Year award.
Yes.
What was your impression of the Huntsville Hamfest?
Oh, it was great. It was actually more than I expected.
Uh-huh.
So the night before the Hamfest, I think Friday. Yeah, Friday night.
Yeah.
I walked into the Von Braun Center and just seeing the massive scale of it when I first walked in, and then there was more when you turn around the corner and everything. So it was going, wow, these are all the cool distributors of electronic gear that I love. I saw ICOM, Flex Radio. I finally got to talk to the Flex Radio guy about remote ham radio. It was just great because we had a great conversation and everything. And I didn't go to many of the the forums and everything like that, which was all right. My dad went to them because he's a big physics guy, so he was really interested in propagation stuff. But I didn't go to many of them because I was talking to so many hams that I had met on the air, but I never actually met in person. So by the end, I was very tired just from talking so much with these guys, and it was just great. I got pulled away so many times from other people because I don't know who to talk to next. So it was great. I never ended up buying anything because I never set my eye on something that I needed or wanted, especially taking on the plane with me, which is all right. But it was great just to be there with all the guys and to see the old vintage equipment that guys were selling. So great to meet the ARRL CEO too. Had never met him before, and I was introduced to him the night prior on Friday, and it was just great.
So I assume, like a lot of other people that I have recommended this Hamfest to over the last 25 or 26 years, however long I've been going since 1995, I assume you'll be wanting to come back.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a great one. And I love the town, too. When I walked in from the airport, I saw the aerospace companies and everything. I was going, okay, this place might be a place where I might work someday, so I might as well take a look at the town.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It was great going to the Space and Rocket Center. I'd seen many videos on it and everything, so it was great to just see the Saturn V rocket sitting there and learning about that from some knowledgeable people. So it was great.
Very good. Well, you're an amazing. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Neil.
I was going to say, a friend of mine, N4JN, that I always see down at Huntsville. He that's exactly what happened to him. We met in high school at a athletic training camp, and just found each other on a repeater and met, and then he's going off to college and I'm going off to college, and he's thinking, oh, I'm going to stay around Nashville, and all of a sudden, well, all that aerospace engineering stuff's going on in Huntsville. And so he makes the move to Huntsville. So that could be what happens to you. You may end up there, and to get the award at the Von Braun Center. I mean,
it's a great name for it.
The start of aerospace. So
right.
So talk a little bit about the phone call. When you got the phone call. Talk a little bit about that.
This is a fun story. So I was coming home from Charleston, South Carolina. I was moving my sister out to Charleston because she completed her medical school, and she was out there for residency at Charleston and everything like that. So I was moving her out there, and I was coming back and visiting a aunt of mine, or aunt and uncle of mine in Tennessee. And he's a big pilot and everything. We got talking about pilot stuff, but I told him, hey, later tonight I need to talk with this guy about Young Ham of the Year, because who was it? Mark NT3V emailed me and said, hey, we need to get in touch, etc. And I was elated because I was like, oh, this is interesting, because when I applied the year before, I didn't get this call because and everything like that. So they said I was just in the final choosing and everything like that. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I must be in the top 2 or whatever. And I'll try to make this sound good, I guess. So, because I didn't know I'd won. And so that night after we ate and everything, I was up on the deck. It was a beautiful night. And I was talking to Mark. And just at the end of it, he just said, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're Young Ham of the Year. It's great to meet you and everything." I was speechless because it was just amazing. So it was on a vacation and everything like that, and it was fun to just go downstairs and say, "Hey, I won Young Ham of the Year," and my family was really, really happy and everything like that. So my aunt and uncle were kind of surprised because it actually happened when I was there. So it was kind of fun, and it was just amazing to meet Mark for the first time and talk to him about what I like in amateur radio and my high school career and everything like that. So just sharing it with him was awesome.
Those are some fun calls. They really are. I certainly enjoy listening to them when we have Mark's announcement on Newsline every year.
Yes, it's great.
All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more with Kees Van Oosbree, WØAAE, the reigning Bill Pasternak Memorial WA6ITF Newsline Young Ham of the Year, and Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, right after this word from ICOM America, right here on Ham Talk Live. Keep your competitive contesting edge with ICOM. Our high-powered base stations cut through pileups, letting you work the bands and record those contacts. Contest from the comfort of your home or remotely with the RSBA1 app. Heard it, worked it, logged it. The IC7851 gives you a new window into the RF world and is HF excellence unparalleled. With faster processors, high input gain, high display resolution, and a cleaner signal, it is truly the pinnacle of HF perfection. It has dual receivers, digital IF filters, memory keyer, digital voice recorder, higher resolution spectrum waterfall display, enhanced PC connectivity, and an SD card slot. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants. This high-performance SDR can pick out faint signals in the presence of stronger adjacent ones. The IC7610 is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that has changed the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. And the IC7300 is a high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design that will far exceed your expectations. This innovative HF transceiver digitizes RF before various receiver stages, reducing the inherent noise in different IF stages. This is the radio that changed the way entry-level HF is designed. The real HF fun starts here. For more information about ICOM's amateur offerings, visit ICOMAmerica.com/lineup/amateur.
We're not sure what's up with the fifth dentist, but 4 out of 5 dentists recommend listening to Ham Talk Live.
Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, or X, or whatever they're calling it this week, and Instagram. Before we get back to Kees and Don, it's time for the N9GSU Ham Radio Joke of the Week.
Now it's time for the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week, the part of the show where Rick tells us a ham radio joke. The Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week is brought to you by QRM Labs. Now, here's Rick Garrett in N9GSU with today's Ham Talk Live Joke of the Week.
I've been spending so much time sitting at my desk on the radio, I decided it was time for me to lose some weight and get in shape. So I joined Nutrisystem, and let me tell you, it really works. The first week, I lost $200.
This has been the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week with Rick Garrett in N9GSU. Tune in again next week for another joke from Rick.
Well, welcome back to Ham Talk Live. I'm here with Don Wilbanks, AE5DW from Amateur Radio Newsline, and the winner of the 2023 Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Memorial Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year, Kees Van Oosbree, W0AAE, and he is starting his freshman year at Iowa State in aerospace engineering. And Kees, I know you got to bring home some hardware from Huntsville. So Don, actually, I'll let you kind of go through the sponsors and some of that stuff.
Yeah, very good. We've got some corporate underwriters, corporate partners that we certainly rely on that have been with us, a couple for a long time. CQ Magazine is one of the originals. Yezu USA is one of the originals. Heil Sound and Radio Waves Antennas also are corporate underwriters, and we certainly appreciate their help. I I think that we still have to get you hooked up with CQ because they were not at the Hamfest. Neither was Radio Waves, unfortunately. But we'll make sure that those guys get in touch with you. But what did you bring home from Yaesu?
Yeah, from Yaesu, I got an FT70 DR from Yaesu. And also a mobile rig from Yaesu. I forget the model number. This is ridiculous. I think it's the FT70-800, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm mistaken by that. Something like that. But it's I haven't tested out the the mobile rig, but I have experimented with the FT70 DR and everything like that. So we have a system fusion here at Iowa State that, at the repeater system and everything like that. So, it's been great, kind of playing around with that. I've never really experienced, a DMR, any D-Star, anything like that. So, VHF, UHF digital modes, have been, a new thing that I should probably get into because I need to get some experience of that. I have not played with that. So it's, just getting some knowledge in that area and, it's off to the races, I guess, with that.
It's a little bit of an upgrade from your Baofeng, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, as I was telling you earlier.
Oh, wait a minute. You said the word Baofeng. Hang on.
I know. Here it comes.
I haven't been able to play that in a long time. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm used to a Baofeng menu system, which is really, really small, and it's really, really, really easy. I don't get why Tim always says the Chinese radios have horrible menu systems. I'm going,
yeah,
no. But I love my Baofeng. But it's interesting getting to know a new radio in your hand that's just a new menu system and everything like that. So a lot of YouTube videos I've been going through and seeing, okay, how do you turn up the volume? Okay, it's this button.
Right.
It's you feel kind of dumb, but at the same time, you realize that it's just a new system. Got to work with it. Yeah,
just a bit of a learning curve. It's just something different.
Yeah, it's something different. So
it's like flying a new airplane.
Yeah, exactly. Flying a new airplane. I hope. Not putting life at risk. I don't know, but
right. Maybe not the best analogy, but it's just well, you're going to be an aerospace guy, so it works. It works. You get it, and that's all that matters. Right.
Yeah. So just putting all this stuff to use has been great. And another thing, just kind of off track of what we're saying, but another thing at Iowa State, we're putting up a satellite here in a few years. I think it's supposed to launch in 2024. A little CubeSat. I got in touch with the people running that, and I'll be on the data collection side.
Oh, good.
In regards to getting data back from the satellite, because I have experience in amateur radio, and we'll be transmitting in amateur radio bands on 70 centimeters.
Right.
So that'll be good to get a few things working with that. And I'm also working on a high altitude balloon club here at ISU. And they're also trying to get their ham license because they want to actually get their data back in the ham bands, because I have a little bit of experience with that and radio sounds. So just these minor little things that amateur radio can do for you can be applied to just everything in regards to college. Just finding little things to do in college that you have experience in is just amazing, and you kind of feel important when you come into freshman year and you have grad students coming to you and saying, "Hey, have you done this before?" So it's been great. Yeah,
there you go. You got a little bit of hardware from Heil Sound as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I had a previous Heil Sound headphones or headset that I got for Christmas a few years ago for my parents. And this one's even better. This one's the step up from it. I forget. It's the Pro 2. Yeah, Pro 2. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's Pro 2. The one before that was just a one-sided headset.
Right.
So, and I also got one from Youth on the Air for winning something in 2020. So thank you, Neil, for that. And it's just great to have a new headset for contesting, because the one that I was using prior to this, the Heil Sound one, it just wasn't fitting my head as well.
Right.
Just it was like a vice on your head. You just feel like you're getting dumber as the day goes on because your head hurts so much. Yeah,
I'm familiar with that concept.
Yeah. After doing a 10-hour contest for NAQP, I just want to go to sleep immediately because my head hurts so much from from a vice grip on your head. So it's just great to have something new to play with and that I can experiment with, and hopefully it'll make my contesting experience better.
Excellent. Well, it was such a treat to share the stage with you and to get to know you and meet your dad. And it's just I'm just thrilled. You're a great ambassador for the hobby, Kees. You really are, and you fit right in with the Young Ham of the Year family, and you are family now. Where anything you need, just reach out to us and keep us informed on your goings on and with the club and what you're doing and everything. And we certainly want to keep in touch with you, right, Neil?
Absolutely, we certainly do. And I'm going to ask Kees to do a shameless plug here because I know where he got some of that experience. So to anybody out there listening that might want to start getting some of this experience, tell them where to go.
Yes. Go to Youth on the Air. Is it .org? Sorry.
Yeah.
I forget. Is it youthontheair.org? Okay. .org. I wasn't sure if it's .com.org. Okay. Yeah. Youthontheair.org. Yeah, it's both. Yeah, true.
Because I messed up one time and put .com on it, so it's both. Yeah, it's both. So I made it both.
So yeah,
made it idiot proof. Even I can find it.
Yeah, exactly. It is the place to go. I came in as a freshman 4 years ago, and I think I contacted Neil the first time about our contest that we did. Remember that, Neil? Yeah. The youth and what is it? Worldwide 10-man activity contest, and I kind of got fit in with that, and it's just been great. I learned so much from Neil and Youth on the Air, meeting kids from all over the world, and through this organization, it's just been amazing. So any leadership position that you need in amateur radio, go to youthontheair.org, and Neil will set you up. I've been QSL manager and December Yoda Month coordinator, and getting to work with other youth like Bryant and Blake has just been great. And it's just the experience is a gift to us youth. It's just been great, and
there's this
others will get into
as we call him Balloon Boy that you got to know, and you got to start doing this high altitude balloon thing.
Oh yes. I have I've gotten into high altitude ballooning and what is it called, Amateur Radio Direction Finding, ARDF. Just because I had never tried this stuff before. I thought I knew everything coming into this camp, and I didn't, which is good. I was an ignorant little fool, but I came in and I learned so much, and for ballooning and ARDF, it was worth it just to go just for that, because it inspired something in me, especially in aerospace for ballooning and everything like that. Inspired something in me to actually go out and pursue other aspects of amateur radio that I had never done before. So just that little tidbit of knowledge was put into me, and I hope to carry that forward into the future.
Yeah, you got to meet Balloon Boy Jack, and
Jack,
and then you got to learn ARDF from one of the international champions.
Yes.
That lives just down the road, Bob Fry, A6CZV.
He was great.
Yeah, he was absolutely great. For his age, he's out, Don. He rides his bike over to WØAAE, and he's like 3 towns over, and he's out riding his bike and doing all this stuff and running around on the field and everything. And I'm sitting there holding up my sign, "Yay, go team."
I understand.
Yeah,
it's a great thing that you spearhead, Neil, the Youth on the Air thing. It's amazing, and it's a great way to give back to the hobby, because I mean, you've been in the hobby since you were 5 years old. You were at one point the youngest ham on the planet, I believe, back when you were first licensed, right?
Do you still have the record?
Yeah. No,
I think he does.
No.
Oh, was it passed by like a 4-year?
No. Yep. Couple of months, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, I think I saw he has a KE0 call. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
There's been a few. There's been a handful. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not too many. A few.
You've given so much to the hobby, Neil, that I just, on behalf of everybody listening, I want to thank you for everything that you do for the hobby, because you do a lot.
Yes, you do.
A lot. Both in front of and behind the scenes. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I wasn't fishing for compliments. I was fishing for recruitment for Yoda Camp, but thank you.
Nicely deserved.
But it's so nice to be able to see that, and Kees was like, oh, we did that ARDF thing, we did that balloon thing, and now all of a sudden, it's spreading, and that's yes. the whole. And that's the whole point of Yoda, is not that we're out there doing it, but they're out there doing it and making it spread. And that's the result that we're always looking for. So it's always great to hear that, because that's exactly what our goal is. So. Yeah. Kees, you've done a great job with all your work. I know you're going to be transitioning out of some of that, as you're in college, but we know that you won't be too far away, and you're going to keep getting called back over and over again. So you just have to, tell us no when you have to. But we're going to keep asking. But I know the next few years are going to be time consuming, and I get that. Been there, done that, and so I wish you the best in that, and echo what Don says, if there's something that you need, if there's something that we can help with, why, we're just a phone call away, and don't hesitate to do it.
Or you just want to call up and say hi, and hey, listen to the cool thing I just did.
Yeah,
we want to hear that too.
I will have many of those. I hope to. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
Congratulations again. We're very proud of you, Kees. We really are.
I appreciate it.
Kees, any final words here before we go?
I don't think so. I just want to thank everybody that's helped me thus far. The guys, if it's one organization at home that really helped me in amateur radio, it's Minnesota Wireless Association. They got me plugged in my first time contest and everything like that. And the guys helped me set up my own station at home. And they've been helping me along the way. Just and one guy part of that is Scott Wright, K0MD, one guy that very, very well. Yep. So those guys, they're just a blessing, and they've put forth so much knowledge onto my head, I guess. And sadly, they can't come to all the Hamfests down south, because they're it's just hard to travel from up north down south now and everything like that. But it's just great that they put so much effort into me, and I hope to exemplify that in amateur radio from now on. So thank you guys all up north in Minnesota land. So thank you.
Right.
Yeah, again, a great ambassador for the hobby, and there he is, your 2023 Bill Pasternak WØAAE ITF Memorial Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year. Neil?
All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for doing this recap. It's kind of fun to do it a little bit afterwards, so it's something different, and had a little time to reflect on what happened, and we even survived the trip for barbecue. So
that was good.
That was. Yeah. I smelled like fire afterward. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I think we all did. I think we all smelled smoke.
I was like, what is that smell? Why do I smell
smell? For those of you who have never been to Dreamland Barbecue in Huntsville, Alabama, they have an open pit, and it is inside. Their open charcoal pit is inside. And so, really when you leave, you smell like you've been to a cookout. Yeah. Great stuff. So, highly recommended.
It was good, and I was glad they had some stuff to accommodate Kees, because Kees is vegetarian, so it was always like, okay, we got to take care of Kees, we got to get him taken care of.
I'm pretty flexible with my dietary.
Yeah,
I can meet
you are
pretty much everything. So.
But it was great to see that worked out, because it's about barbecue there. So.
Yeah, it is about. Hey, their salad was pretty good, I have to admit. So I'll take that.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for being on the show. We appreciate it, and we're gonna take care of some business here. But thanks for being here, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Ham Talk Live. I'd like to thank my guests, Kees Van Oosbree, WØAAE, and Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, and everybody out there in cyberspace for listening. Almost 7.5 years ago, I started doing this show because I wanted to get back into broadcasting just for the fun of it. Doing a live call-in talk show was something I had always wanted to do. I heard an ad on broadcast radio for Spreaker, and the rest, as they say, is history. I was recovering from a health issue, and I needed an outlet. I wanted to share my connections with some wonderful people I've met in ham radio over the years and seek out some new ones. As time went on, the recovery became more and more complete, and life was taking a change, but for the better. A point came where I realized that the live call-in talk show format that I wanted wasn't working. So about 1.5 years ago, I changed the format to eliminate the live aspect of the show. But even since then, life has become busier and busier. I have a new wife in a new town and a new job. And Youth on the Air started taking more and more of my time instead of less as I had anticipated. And as a result, the Ham Talk Live schedule just became pretty sporadic. It's been clear for a while that I just don't have time to do everything anymore, and that this show was probably going to end. Well, today, that day has arrived. Tonight's episode is the final regular episode of Ham Talk Live. The archive will stay online for a few years at least, and hopefully it can still be a valuable resource for some time to come. I'll still have the platform available for broadcasts in order to maintain the archive, so I might surprise you with an episode here and there for special occasions, but otherwise, this show is now drawing to a close. I want to thank my sponsors over the years, the Ham Station and Tower Electronics that started with me from the very beginning of the show, and then ICOM America for coming on board when the Ham Station's time started coming to an end. I'm grateful that they believed in me and the show, and they're still great friends, and I want to thank all of them for helping out with the show and making it break even at least, so that it wasn't an expense to me. I want to thank all of the wonderful people who gave their time and expertise to be guests on the show and even braved those live phone call segments back in the day. Thanks to Andy Morrison, K9AWM, my booth announcer, and Barry Kent, WA9ZWA, for doing some recording production as well. And of course, thanks to Rick Garrett in 9GSU that's been doing the Joke of the Week segment the last few years. And I want to thank my wife, Julie, for tolerating my absence for all those Thursday nights when I was doing the live shows and other nights when I was doing the pre-recorded shows. And also taking care of Hammy the mascot, taking care of the pig suit. But most of all, I want to thank you, my faithful listeners, who've been most gracious and supportive. And it's hard to say that this is coming to an end because many of you come up to me at Hamfest and tell me how much you love the show, and I do too. But unfortunately, I'm just spread too thin right now. There's just too much going on. I'm going to continue my duties with Amateur Radio Newsline, so that'll keep scratching my broadcasting itch. Yoda is expanding rapidly in size and area and hopefully age even. And so I'm going to continue to help it grow and become more sustainable with youth leadership. So I'm not going away, but it is time to sign off Ham Talk Live, at least for now. So as we say on the show, for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7375, and may the good DX be yours.